how to do it. I'll just yell. How do you do it? Yeah, don't do it. Don't mess with it. I'm just gonna yell. I have to start with you. 2 for 1. Minnesota Select. Minnesota Select. Huh?
Is it going?
Yes.
I'm gonna prove this stuff wrong, guys. Tell him what he said. Hi, Grandma. I love you, Grandma.
Shout out to all our followers. Welcome to game 2. Apologize for those.
He told me I can't jump because I'm white and I'm too tall.
That was pretty aggressive, but we're going to go with it. That was the referee's apparent quote. All right, shout out to all of our followers.
Can you grab that, babe?
I know we have families all over the place watching and tuning in. Apologize for those who watched game 1. I was a little quiet. Didn't realize till after the fact. I'll do my best to yell this time. How about that? Game 2 about to start. Getting ready to start match 2 on day 2 of the Mizuno Northern Lights qualifier here at the Convention Center in Minneapolis. Our Volt team pulled off the victory in game 1 today against Elevation out of Colorado. Game 2 features our Volt 14-1 team playing Minnesota Select. Aubrey Tisver comes in for the libero substitution as they get through their handshakes here. We're about ready to get going here, folks. The girls took a little while to get going game 1. We're hoping to have a hot start right away. Minnesota Select gets the first serve. We're underway. Number 32 for Minnesota Select serves. Harper Yulin with the dig to Christofferson. Howard with the kill. It's exactly what we needed from the get-go. 1-0 Volt. Emma Howard back for the serve. Sends it to the deep corner and the touch for the kill. Gives us a 2-0 lead. Emma Howard back for her second serve. Well, set to the middle for Minnesota Select, and a tip does fall in there for a point. Number 11 back for Minnesota Select, sends a float serve to Harper Yulin. Howard with the set. Nola from the right side sends it across. And Minnesota Select can't come up with the set. Falls in there for a point. Nola Kichocha back for the serve. 3-1 Volt. Nola sporting the double braid pigtail. I think that's what you call it. Nice touch of the net by Horner. Scarlett with the touch of the net, dug out by Nola. Emma Howard with the back set to Nola Kichocha, dug out by Minnesota Select. That swing touches the antenna for an out-of-bounds play. Makes it 4-1 Volt. Nola Kichocha with the serve. Little right side swing by Minnesota Select gets dug up. Oh, looked like it might have been a touch, but not really. Scarlett Horner with the swing, sends it deep for a point for Minnesota Select. 4-2 Volt. Number 15 for Minnesota Select with the serve. Ellie Leash with a nice dig to Howard and a swing by Christofferson. That's what you look for, folks. A little nice bump set and a kill. You do that every time, it works 70% of the time. Tisver back for the serve. Oh, a little miscue on the Minnesota Select side gives us the point. Tisver has a hard serve. Little line drive action. It dies, it dips, it does all the things. Like I said, there's her signature ace movement, the little golf swing. Little ace by Aubrey. Back to serve for her third time here. And another ace. One of the tough serves. Little line drive. It's moving a ton today. Net call here on Volt. Gives Minnesota Select the score. 8-3 now. Volt coming out hot. Girls look ready to play this time around. Number 3 for Minnesota Select to serve. Sends it to the middle. Nola Kichocha. Little miscue there. Tough pass. Can't get it up for the swing. 8-4. Volt. Second serve up. Nola with the dig to Emma Howard. To our middle. Piper Luagi. And it looks like it's just short of the net. Falls on our side for a point for Minnesota Select. Right idea. Just falls a little short. Piper Luagi, she's been phenomenal this weekend with her blocking, swinging, all the things. We'll take that one. A little short serve from Minnesota Select gives us the point. Christofferson back for the serve. Couple miscues on both sides here, actually. Christofferson does a little set kill, or tries for the set kill. Luagi with the swing. Dug up by Minnesota Select. Dug up by Tisver to Christofferson. Oh, great swing by Emma. Just a little short on the net there. 9-6 Volt. Number 10 back to serve for Minnesota Select. Another in the net serve there. We'll take it. 10-6 Volt. Harper Euland in to substitute for Ellie Leash. The sniper, as birthday boy hotshot Travis Volz would say. Harper Yulin sends it over. Minnesota Select gets a swing and a block. Touch by Minnesota Select. Again, Harper Luagi with the block. She's been phenomenal at the net this weekend. She's keeping it up. Harper Yulin with the second serve. And it's in. An ace for number 5. It's not unusual. This is Harper's thing. She comes in, gives us a run every time she comes in to serve. Again, announcer's jinx, that's on me. Into the net for a point, Minnesota Select. Number 17 to serve for Minnesota Select. Pass up by Yulin. Christofferson with the bump set. Kichocho with the cross swing. And a block by Emma Howard. Great hands at the net. Gives us a point, 13-7 Volts. Piper Luagi back for the serve. Nasty serve. Dug up, sent over, cross swing. Oh, little miscue there on the Volt side. Turn it over, 6. Minnesota Select to serve, number 32. Sending it over the net here. Yulin with the bump, Christofferson with the set, and Nola with the kill. It's exactly what you're looking for. Nice pass, nice set, and good swing all around. Howard back for the serve, and she hits an ace. Emma with a great swing on that serve. That ball just died almost at the 10-foot line. Emma back for the second serve. Put up by Minnesota Select again and swing. And Scarlett at the net with a block. Puts us up 16-8. Emma back for the third serve. Nice little float serve. Goes real deep. Scarlett. Oh, looks like they're calling it out. Perfect. Okay, we'll take it. All right, they're calling it a replay, folks. That's okay. Looks like a premature call there. Weren't sure if it was over or around the antenna. Emma Howard's going to go back for the serve. We're going to replay that play at 16-8 Volt 14-1, sorry. Another great serve. Puts them out of system. Looked like it was going to be a free ball, but miscommunication on the Minnesota Select side gives us a point. 17-8. Emma Howard back to serve. Wow, that was a beautiful serve. Sends it back over the net, gives us a free ball, and Cody Christofferson with a cross-court kill. What a swing. That was great all around. Good pass, good set. Emma's still serving here, up 10. Minnesota Select sends it over. Nice dig by Harper Yulin. Sends it over the net. Sends it over the net again. And Scarlett with the little tip dunk there. Love it. She was ready for it, folks. 19-8 gives enough reason to call a timeout for Minnesota Select. This is the start we were looking for. This timeout brought to you again by our sponsor,
Crush
Mode. Micah Tisber here for a little break.
So we got a little timeout fun fact for you. So this timeout fun fact is brought to you by Crush Mode Aggregate Solutions. So here's a fun fact. The term libero, often pronounced libero, was introduced to the game in 1998, and the origin is often argued about where it came from. Is sometimes people say Asia, some say Switzerland. I'll come back to you after the next timeout so you can watch the game. Well, we've got to finish this fun fact.
Yes, Emma Howard back to serve. That is amazing, actually, fun fact. Crush Mode, knowing it all. Oh, unfortunately falls into the net. Gives Minnesota Select a point there. But folks, you got to give it to Crush Mode. I mean, their knowledge of outdoors and all the things you need for your projects. But volleyball, 1998, I did not know that. Oh, a little out of system there, but we got back to it. Emma Howard, Nola Kichoja with a little tip. Okay, a little up. And Bryn Jensen with the swing into the net. That's okay. Our girls were ready to kind of play out a system there, but fortunately just fell into the net. Number 11 back to serve. Yulin with the nice pass. Emma Howard with the back row set for Yulin. Oh, just sends it just a hair deep. Man, that looked good. All right, so the Volt team trying some things here that we haven't seen in a while. This is awesome. Yulin again with the dig. Emma Howard with the set to Bryn Jensen. Volts the nice kill. Sends it to the back line and gets the point. Puts Volts up 20-11. Kichocha back for the serve. Gets an ace. (21-11). Kichocha back for a second serve. And another ace by Kichocho. Looks like a little miscommunication on the Minnesota Select side. It's never a good thing when two are looking at each other. Kichocho for a third serve in a row and sends it again for an ace. And the streak ends there. Just try to go a little short on the serve. Sends it into the net for a Minnesota Select point. 23-12 Volts. Minnesota Select with the serve. Nola Kichocha sends it over the net, but we have a coverage there. Again, sends it over the net. Bryn Jensen with a swing. Sends it down the line. No blocker there. She saw the opening and sent it. Touched the net, and it was a perfect spot down the line. Tisler down for the game match serve. Oh. Looks like there's a water bottle interference. That's a first. That's a first. 24-12. Tisler with the serve. Aubrey sends her signature. Just beautiful serve. Little tip from Minnesota Select. Bryn sends it to Howard, and Ellie with the left hand tip to finish the first set. 25-12. That's exactly what we need today. The girls came ready to play. Have a little break here until set number 2. Volts takes a 1-0 lead in the second match of the Mizuno Northern Lights qualifier. Again, we need a good day today to have some opportunities tomorrow to qualify a second time. think the girls came to play, and we're looking good so far. Micah from Crush Mode here. A couple questions for you. What are you seeing from the girls that, you know, have given us the advantage today? Have you seen anything different from day one?
I think it all comes down to the amount of sugar that they consumed today. They really brought the candy, extra Sour Patch Kids and Skittles. It seems to be making the difference here, Boya.
Well, you know, sugar does bring the energy, the short-term energy, but let's talk about energy from Crush Mode. Crush Mode, you know, our game sponsor for the first 2 matches today. Is that something you guys rely on in the industry that you are in for energy throughout the day, or you guys just have your stuff together so that you can ready to go?
If you're affiliated with Crush Mode, you don't need to have the sugar. You wake up just prepared to crush the day. That's just kind of how we do it with whether it's family, friends, employees. We just wake up and we're ready just to make an excellent day out of it.
Well, you heard it, folks. They're from the man himself. You know, Crush Mode is here for your everyday needs, your big projects, your small projects. Like I said, he knows the volleyball knowledge that I've never heard of. 1998, the libero.
Which leads me to finish the fun fact.
Fun fact. Go ahead.
About libero or libero. So it was introduced on a international level as a way to extend the rallies and make the game more exciting, and a way for short players to really have an impact on the game. And another fun fact is a libero cannot block or attack the ball over the plane of the net. So just a little fun fact, whether you can call it libero or libero.
Yes.
I just wanted you guys to know kind of what the position is all about.
Yeah, we're not sure where the origin of the name came from. It does sound kind of French. It can be pronounced a couple different ways, but yes, you say short players, we call them height challenge players in the game of volleyball. But, you know, yes, the libero is a very important position. They're typically on the court, if not all, most of the time. As you see, our libero, Aubrey Tisber, coming in for pipes. Piper Luwaji. You know, typically they're going to be in the back row, giving us some energy, getting the balls up that typically are, you know, harder to be defended by our longer, more front row players, and it gives more players an opportunity to play. So thank you for that, Crush Mode, and Micah for the...
It's my pleasure, Boya. Thank you for having me on the microphone here for
100%, 100%. Yeah, back to the action here. Emma Howard with the first serve. We got in and out of system. Looks like it was a long swing by Nola Kichocho, but wow, that looked like a really good swing from the get-go. We have a 1-0 lead by Minnesota Select. Number 10 back to serve for Minnesota Select. Harper Euland with the nice dig to Emma Howard. And Cody Christopherson with a nice swing in the middle of the court. Ties things up at 1-1. Beautiful set by Emma Howard. Harper Euland had a nice little dig. Brian Jensen-Volts back in to play the front row. Nola Kichocho back to serve. Set up by Minnesota Select. Unfortunate touch by Nola Kichocho that goes out of bounds. Goes 2-1 Minnesota Select.
Yeah, buddy.
I can't see what I want. Number 15 to serve for Minnesota Select. Sends it over to Nola Kichocho. Emma Howard with a jump set. Oh, I thought that was touched, but just a little wide by Christopherson. Puts the score at 3-1 Minnesota Select. 15 back to serve again for Minnesota Select. Puts it into the net for a point for Volt. Three, 2, Minnesota Select. Tisver back for the serve. Sends a line drive action to the net. Oh boy, that was a very nice serve. Luwaji with the tip. Sends it over. Minnesota Select sends over a little roll. Bryn Jensen with the swing. A touch by Minnesota Select gives us Volt a point here. Ties things up at 3. Aubrey Tisler back for another serve. Man, another ace by Tisver. Her serves are deadly, folks. A little line drive action. Hard for the defense to read and see. She has great pace on her serves. A little outside swing and tip by Minnesota Select. Falls in there for a point. That was a nice touch by Minnesota Select. Good read by them. The right side hitter, little tip towards the center of our defense. We just weren't quite ready for that. Number 3 back to serve for Minnesota Select. Noah with a little dig to Emma Howard, and Christofferson with a great swing. Cody's been on today. She's been getting those right side or outside swings, whatever it's been. She's been sending some pace over the net. She's back here for a serve now. Minnesota Select sends it over. Noah with a dig to Christofferson, who dumps it over for the point. She reads the defense really well there. Nobody in the center, so why not send it over, right? 6-4, Volt. Christofferson with the serve. Wow, sends a nice float. Puts them a little bit out of rhythm on the Minnesota Select side. Minnesota Select hits it into the net for a point, Volt. Cody back for another serve here. Oh, goes with the shorty. That's a nice little dig by Minnesota Select. Touch at the net. Unfortunate deflection out of bounds. Point, Minnesota Select. Bawaji ready with the hands again. She's been phenomenal this weekend with the blocks. Howard with a nice dig to Christofferson. Back to Howard. A little give and go action. Cross court. Minnesota Select can't get it over the net. Point, Volt. Bawaji was there ready for the block. Nice little give and go action by Howard and Christofferson. Harper Euland in for Bryn Jensen Volts. The sniper sends one over. Middle set, Christofferson with a dig. Aubrey with a set to Noah. Oh, Harper, nice dig there. Christofferson to Howard. Select digs one out. Sends it across, a little touch. Ruaji with the touch. Fortunately, it goes out of bounds. 8-6 Volts. Now, unfortunately, it goes out of bounds, but I can't say enough about Piper being ready to block this weekend. She's been all over it. The touch isn't always terrible. Oh my goodness, what a great swing. Speaking of Piper, a little quick set to the middle, and she makes the kill. That's awesome. All right, Scarlett in the game. At the front row, playing in for Triver, and they send it out of bounds. Point for Volt. Piper back for her second serve. Scarlett, another one of our long players. She's great at the front row. Piper sends another. Guess not an ace, but they get a point out of it anyway. 11-6 Volts. Piper Luwaji with the serve. Ooh, a little dump. Little dump by the setter from Minnesota Select. Good point there for them. Number 3 sets it over for a point in the middle of our defense. 11-7. Number 32 back to serve for Minnesota Select. Nola Kichocho with a dig to Christofferson. Howard sends it over and a little deep. Nice swing. Just a little overcooked, no big deal. Work to get this next one over. Harper Euland with a nice pass. Christofferson to Howard. Sends it across court. And with a touch off Minnesota Select, we get the point. Emma Howard's so good at that cross-court swing. Christofferson with that nice set, that little back set. Howard back to serve. 12-8 Volt.
Ace.
Emma Howard with an ace. Sending that nice deep float to the right side of the opposite court. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to return. Emma Howard for a second serve. Almost the same spot. A little shallow, and they can't return it. Minnesota Select having trouble with Emma Howard's serve. Back for her third serve. Sends it to almost in the same spot. And this one, it's a clean ace. They have no answer for her, folks. Number 3 is on today with her serve. Thing is dancing. 15-8 Volt. Feeling like a broken record, but another ace by Emma Howard.
Well, let's go, Howie.
No surprise, as she has a deadly serve. It dances, it floats, it dies. Defense has no answer for it at this point. Finally get one up, swing on, and it's out of bounds. Hits the antenna. It puts Volt up 17-8. Forces a timeout by Minnesota Select in match 2 here at the Mizuno Northern Lights qualifier.
Another
fun fact by Crush Mode, brought to you by Micah Tisver.
Real quick fun fact. So the game of volleyball, for those you may not know, was actually introduced in 1895. And actually the sport was called Mintonet in the day. And it was designed for people of older age who wanted to remain competitive but be less physical than basketball players. Now, hold on. The game has evolved a lot since then. I'll finish this fun fact after this series here.
Thank you again, Micah. We get back to the action here. Volt gets a point as Minnesota Select was in the net, 18-8. This is exactly what we're looking for in match number 2 today. The girls are just coming in and ready to play. Emma Howard with the serve. Little tip play by Minnesota Select. Great. What a great dig by Aubrey in the back row. Sets us up for a nice set. And a swing by Cody Christofferson, who's been slamming them down. 19-8. Emma Howard again for the serve. Beautiful float serve. Minnesota Select with the swing and a block on the outside by Cody Christofferson. 20-8 Volts. Emma now serving again. Sends a short one over. Scarlett Horner with the tip back over. Folks, I'm telling you, our front row play has been phenomenal the last 2 days. We got some length and we're definitely reacting at the right times. Emma Howard back again for the serve. All right, little deep swing from Minnesota Select gives us another point, 22-8.
Vote.
Nice. All right, Emma Howard back to serve, 22-8 Volt. Another one of her signature float serves. They have no answer, folks. It falls right between the seam for a 23-8 lead. For those who have watched us throughout the year, Emma had one of the most epic performances I've ever seen. She's going 25-0 on our last tournament at this actual venue. Ellie Leash with a swing over. Scarlett Horner with the swing and gives us the 24. But Emma Howard, I'll go back to that. Uh-oh. Apologize, we'll take this break here. Might be an injury break.
Oh, we got an injury. Oh, no.
Emma Howard actually gave us a 25-0 performance a couple tournaments ago in our winter season. An epic performance that a lot of us probably will never see again in our lifetime. And again, she's going on a long run here, giving us a 24-8 lead. Trying to finish off set number 2, I should say, in game 2. Sends it over short. Oh, almost. Sorry. Little swing from Minnesota Select. Emma to Tisver, and now we have a little dunk by Christofferson to finish the match, 25-8. We'll take it. The girls came to play. That was awesome. We're on game 2. We're 2-0 for day 2 at the Mizuno Northern Lights qualifier. Game 3 will be in a couple hours. We're a little bit behind schedule. Keep tuned in, and we appreciate your following. Thank you again to Crush Mode for their sponsorship of both games today.
It did. It really did.
We will be back here in just a couple hours at the Minnesota Convention Center.